important for you to understand that this is a major monument, especially because of its decoration. You have all heard of the mosaics, and I will tell you that these mosaics are very common in the whole area. We know of similar mosaics in Apamea and in Antioch. We have roving artists that come and create them. We are at the period where Christianity is here, right? We're talking about 425, something like that, but not apparent. So what you will see is devoid of any human figure. You will just see geometric, decorative mosaics. The stones come from here. Lefteris can give you more information about where the stones come from, but they're of a unique quality. Those of you who happen to know the Korean mosaics of the House of Evstolios, they're very much in the same line. We think that probably it's the same person that did it. So what you will see is an amazing, the foundations of the basilica. It is a basilica that had pillars and a roof out of wood. This is how we did the first basilicas. Let me tell you that the island of Cyprus, throughout its coastal areas, was full of basilicas dating from the 5th to the 7th century. All this was practically destroyed during the Arab raids. We have the period of the condominium. I'm sure you all know about the fact that we were paying just taxes to both the Byzantines and to the Arabs, right? And we kept our life going. We find a modus vivendi. Somewhere, somehow, we'll do it. The important thing here is that we have an absolute way of seeing how this basilica was performing and how it greeted the new Christian population. Because prior to that, it was paganism, right? Αγία Τριάδα, just like Aios Philonas, just like major basilicas like Campanopetra in Salamis and Aios Epiphanius in Salamis, have baptisteriums. And this is very interesting to see because you can see where the people were baptized, the preparation, because no non-Christian was allowed into the basilica. He had to be baptized. And at those times, only the bishops baptized them. So we'll take a tour, and it's fantastic the fact that the technical committee has provided so we do not walk on the mosaics, because up to now we used to walk on the mosaics, and this of course is a major issue because mosaics are mosaics and little stones sometimes just go away with the time and with the sun. I have been given by Tiziana, and I thank her a lot, for a basic plan. The entrance to the basilica is from the west, right? It's a Christian church, so it faces the east, right? So we have in front of us the eastern part, which is elevated, right? So we stand here, okay? We stand here. We have the eastern part, which is elevated by 3 steps, and then we have a unique phenomenon for Cyprus. We have what we call a soleas. A soleas was only found once, and it's just Αγία Τριάδα that has a soleas, which is a special area for the bishop to walk all the way to the ambo, right? And it's decorated. You will just see a bit of the decoration of a flower on the bottom floor. Αγία Τριάδα is spectacular in its decoration, but it's also spectacular, and it gives us a full outline of what the ceremony was all about. So let's start walking from where we are. We'll go anti-clockwise, and we will see. This is the basic church. It is provided with a narthex. A narthex is an antechamber in a way, but it's also provided with an atrium, a yard where the people, before they went to the baptisterium, right, which is right here, they could enter. So Christians could enter directly into the church. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns on either side, wooden roof on top, right? And this is solely for the Christians. Those who had to go to be baptized went all along a southern corridor to end up in the Kolimvithra, in the shape of a cross, where people used to go down from the west. It was full of water, so you immerse yourself entirely, and it creates, it's like the 4 rivers of paradise, everybody. It's like you enter paradise, right? So you get down from the west, and you exit with your new life, which is devoid of sin, right?
Hopefully.
Towards the west. And there you receive clothes. It's an apoditirion and it's a chrismarion. So all these places now are revealed to us, and they're very beautiful to follow. So follow me and Lefteris, who can tell you some details on the mosaic. Importance of oil and bread. So these are bread these are mills, right? And we also found some olive crates, and we know that olive and bread are 2 main coordinates that are to be found. So we're standing here, right here. We're standing at the apse, right? Which is created in front. I will make my way to the baptisterium so you can see it. We'll go around slowly.
Ήταν 3 σκαλιά να κατέβει και 3 να ανέβει, όχι?
Εκεί, το βήμα, το ιερό βήμα.
Στο βαπτιστήριο.
Το βαπτιστήριο είναι πάντα 3, είναι η Αγία Τριάδα. Όλα είναι 3. So everything is on a third basis. So here, because it's very interesting, I don't know if we're allowed, if we can, we're not allowed. Λοιπόν, περίμενε, είπαν ότι δεν επιτρέπεται. Λοιπόν, here we have the cross-shaped baptisterium, right? And these areas are used exactly for that purpose. So the person that has to be baptized takes his clothes off, walks into the water. This is full of water. May I tell you that in the Basilica of St. Epiphanius, the water was warmed underneath as a hypocaust. So the people were christened in water that was not cold, right? So they enter, they exit, and they go to where the bishop stands, because you see the apse there that was created because of that. In between, he also receives the oil ointment, and he receives new clothes, right? So it's a complete start of a new life. So let's proceed. So there you are. You can see 1, 2, 3, the areas, and you can see right in front of us, these are the areas that are destined to the katechumeni, so the people that will be christened, will be brought into the Christian faith, and then they will be able to enter the church. Prior to that, they cannot.
The plaster, is it original or
the plaster was made, let me tell you that Agía Triada was discovered in 1957 by one of our old archaeologists, Mr. Dikigoropoulos. But the main reconstruction and the restoration of a part of it was done by Mr. Papageorgiou from 1963 all the way to 1972. So the plastering there was made. Normally, if all goes well, at some time we'll take it away.
Roman plaster,
So let's proceed.
Just a second, please.
And go to the shade. So this is the path the people, the non-Christians took, right? They used to enter from the atrium. You see where the columns are? They used to come through here. Now in here, just to give you an idea how strong the faith of the people of the Carpus were, on the whole of Cyprus, not only Carpus, after the Arab raids that destroyed an amazing amount of early Christian basilicas, people rebuilt them even before the Arab raids were still going on, even before the 10th century. Now, after the destruction of the basilica of the 7th century, a little chapel was built for the people of Agía Triada. We're talking of a small provincial basilica. Just imagine the beautiful big basilicas like the one in Pella, like the one in Ayos Pyrenas that we'll see. Just imagine the decoration and the beauty of this basilica, which we can admire today, especially through its mosaics. So this is the entrance of the people to the baptistery, and now we'll make our way to the actual church, right? Which you see right in front of us. That is the Vima, right? That's the holiest of places. We have 3 arches, right? You see that we have 3 steps. We are actually, this is what I'm showing you right here, okay? You can see the 3 steps leading to the Vima. Or we can enter from here, if there is there, so we... So if you follow us, this is specially made so we can come close to the mosaics, as Lefteris has just told me. And we're standing here on the southern passage, which we have exactly the same in the Basilica of Campanopetra as well. And you can see the beautiful mosaic decoration, beautifully restored by Lefteris. And as I said, just pointing out to you, in the geometrical designs, you have flowers, you have crosses, you have these waves, you have circles, you have an amazing composition of colors. And I will mention the soleas, which you see starts at the beginning. This is, right, this is the entrance, right? They enter through there and they lead to the Vima. So this is the soleas. You can just see the little flower of the sidewalk of this central passage, which was made probably after the mosaics of the 5th century, because it sits on top of them. And what is also very particular in Agía Triada is that we know who made it. We have the names of 3 people, not priests, and we have a deacon called Iraklios, who gave the money to make the mosaics, because making the mosaics is quite an expensive issue, right? So we have the names of 3 brothers, or Eftalis, or Eptigianos, or if 3 brothers say that we have... So we need to find a way to get in. Not really. Now proceed with me. So this is the outer courtyard. This is where everybody stays and expects to be taken to the baptistry, right? This is the courtyard. We have found an original in situ item where δείξετε μας την κολυμβήθρα που θεωρείτε για μέ με το νερό. Δίπλα. Well, we can go there as well. So you see all bits and pieces, they belong. Don't forget that this was a settlement in Byzantine times, and of course we have excavated this, but probably if we had excavated the rest of the area, we would find probably more, right? So we're entering the central courtyard, the western courtyard, the entrance of the church, through this atrium, where we have an original situ little fiali, a little fountain. This is what we call a fiali, right? We have pieces of marble that are found in various places. This is an atrium. This is a courtyard, if I can say in better words. And this is actually the court. The courtyard has 3 entrances to the narthex. This is the narthex, right? This is the narthex running through with an apse on the side. Apparently, that was a special area where probably water, Agijas was given there. So beautifully decorated. I want you to look at the colors and see how amazingly bright they are, and what a wonderful work of restoration. Bravo, Elefteri. What a wonderful work of restoration this was. If you see Ayos Avxidios in Soli as well, this is in the same range. It's exactly the same period. Kurion, Ayos Avxidios, the first Proto-Byzantine churches. And now I think we'll have to go out again to go to the centerpiece of Hagia Triada, that are these famous 2 pairs of sandals and the pomegranates. So we'll go around, we'll go to the pomegranates and to the sandals, through here. You see pillars. Let me tell you that after the Arab raids, or during the Arab raids, we had 25 of them, right? And a lot of people were taken hostage. They were taken hostage to Syria mainly, to what is southern Turkey today, all the way to Baghdad. When these people from the area were taken into these places, they realized that it was much cheaper to build in stone, in masonry, right? So the churches that come after the first Proto-Christian basilicas that have a wooden roof and very often pillars made of wood, as we will see in Ayos Pylonas, which is later, of course, it's 12th century, but they use a completely different technique. The Arab raids bring a stop to this kind of wooden domed, wooden structured basilicas, and we have a new kind which is made of masonry, and this is because the people that had left and had come back to their homeland after the period of exile, at the end in 961, when Nikephoros Phokas cleared out the Z's, people came back to their homeland and rebuilt their churches. And this is why this is very special, because nothing was rebuilt but a little chapel where I showed you during the Arab raids, 9th to 10th century. All the other churches, be it Kanakaria, be it Kition, be it Afendriga, Ayos Pylonas, all other basilicas destroyed, rebuilt in masonry. So wood is abandoned, because it's much more expensive to bring wood down here, right?
Where is the inscription with the names? Yeah?
The inscription with the names is at the very entrance of the church, not in the narthex. I'll show you. We can go as close as we can. Okay, the inscription is really behind the step. There's a square. There's a square. Όχι, να με αφού απαγορεύεται να πάμε. Δεν γίνεται. Είπαμε να απαγορεύεται, απαγορεύεται. Όχι, απαγορεύεται. Το λοιπόν. So the inscription is right at the entrance. This is the narthex, right? That's the atrium. That's the western entrance. That's the vima. And of course we will stand in amaze in front of the panel with the sandals, which is a question to everybody. And of course a lot of, you can see the 2 pairs of sandals. The one is looking east and the other one is looking west. So Eda, here, Rostamas, Eda, Jena, Zio, right? Flip-flop, Havaianas pyramid. Okay, flip-flops pointing to the west, pointing to the east. So a lot of explanations were given. Some said it was apotropaic, some said that it was good luck. I think the most common thing is logic. It's Christ in his humble attire who walks in, not barefoot, he walks in because the sandals here indicate in, and then he walks out. It just gives you an idea that with all this geometrical decoration, the only reference, the one and only reference of a human person is the objects of the sandals, right? So, to the Christians, it means a lot that somebody comes in and walks out, right? But of course, right next to them is the symbol of fertility and fecundity. That is pomegranate, right? So you have paganism, pomegranates, and Christianity. This is how amazing this Byzantine art is all about. Thank you very much. The floor goes